Okie dokie. Let's go, little man. All right, so kind of like I had started at your house, we're going to start by teaching him the tool. So right now I have this configured as a slip lead. I got just another regular black collar that I have because the nice thing about this is it has a little safety connector thing so that if the dog becomes unattached from one of his collars, he's still going to be attached to something. I always like having redundant safety systems. So this can also be used as a head halter. So going over the dog's nose, the reason for that is when dogs are with their mother, the mom will correct them by putting her mouth over their nose until they just kind of settle down. So this is a similar sensation to that, and they just kind of instinctually understand it. But obviously, dogs don't like having things on their nose if that's kind of the corrective measure. But we kind of have to install the brakes before we hit the gas pedal. So dogs can respond to this in a couple different ways: fight, flight, avoid, or accept. So don't be surprised if he has a little protest when he's starting with this, or maybe not. Maybe he's just going to melt into the floor like he's doing right now. So the reason I do this, the reason I introduced this in addition to the slip lead that I started at your house, it's easier for people to use and it gives you a good amount of control. So all we're going to do is wait for him to stand up, which he will do eventually. And we're just going to do pressure on, butt on the ground, pressure on, butt on the ground. But if he wants to sit at my side, that's honestly what I want him to do. So that's fine. Might be the first dog that I've had that ever went straight into acceptance. So you see the leash is loose and comfortable since he's doing what I want right now. Good. Oh my gosh, this may be the easiest dog I've ever had. Come here. So just gentle pressure up. Tiny bit of protest. Nothing crazy. He can get out of my space because the leaning is a little bit like, oh, fine, I'll do it, but I'm going to do it my way. I want to be able to move the dog out of my space, not them tell me where to go. So it's a little fight. Yep, good. So all I did there was kind of toggle with my hand, because if you pull, he's just going to pull against you. Getting a little stuck there. There you go. You can help him out if he needs it. So the whole purpose behind this strategy, positive reinforcement is great for teaching new behaviors and getting really excitable behaviors, but it is not good for creating calm behaviors. So that's why I used the relief of pressure as the reward here. And I'll send you a little bit of information about the 4 quadrants of dog training that might be helpful for your family, just to kind of understand what your options are in terms of responding to different behaviors that your dog throws at you. So this is a very calm type of reward that I'm giving because I want to reinforce the mindset that I want in a similar fashion. If I was to go like, oh my God, good job, puppy. Well, first I scared him. That would really amp him up. So that's not the mindset I want when I'm walking or when I just want the dog to be sitting next to me. Honestly, this kind of response usually takes me about a day. So this is great that he's starting out here. Yeah, he's a sensitive little guy. All right, so now we'll move on to place. So this is also teaching him a different form of pressure on, pressure off. Come on. So just lead him on there. Good. And we're going to have him sit. Okay, okay. Good. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of herd him back onto place. Good. So we can take off the nose part because we're not using that as our pressure and release, we're using body pressure. So he thinks he's being correct, he just has one little arm sticking off there. Oh, there you go. All the way. All the way on. There you go. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now we'll go into some conditioned relaxation, teaching him that hands can mean calm. Doesn't always have to mean super exciting. All right, so we're just taking the same principles on the road here, since he did so well inside. We've already practiced a couple times inside. Oops. See, this is why having the safety strap to another collar is so good, because he's very wiggly. He's a wiggly one. Okay. So same thing, we just start with these same steps. Let me fix that, it's a little... So whenever you have an issue, you can always go back to that step one, just having him sit at your side. And most likely in more difficult situations, more distracting situations, he's going to get a little fussy. So don't be surprised at that. And kind of that's how you deal with it. You just bring him back to something that he knows how to do really well.